Welcome back to the Chad Hasty Show on News Talk 95.1 FM and 790 AM KFYO. In studio with me right now to talk about Pray Jones 2018, Andy Hurst.
Chad, thanks for having me, man. We're excited. This is March 25th. Coming up 2018, 5 to 7 o'clock, 50,000 people in Jones Stadium. And it's going to be folks from all kinds of backgrounds, all kinds of denominations, non-denominational, Baptist, Charismatic, Catholic, Church of Christ, mainline denominations. And it is, Jesus said something about, they will know that you're my disciples if you build really big buildings. No, that's not it. They'll know you're my disciples if, you have a great radio program, but it's not. They'll know you're my disciples if you love each other. And so the walls are coming down. And the last time the Jones Stadium had this kind of gathering, Billy Graham was here in 1975. So it's like 30,000 folks. Right. And so this is going for 50,000. And it's a prayer worship. It's not like bringing in a guest speaker. It's not somebody, coming in and doing a preaching thing. It is, the people of God, going down on our knees in our hearts and just seeking his face. And that's kind of the promise from 2 Chronicles, where it says, if my people will humble themselves, and turn from their wicked ways and seek my face, I will heal their land. And that's what we're really praying for, a great awakening to start here in Lubbock. And it's really a West Texas thing. Yeah. I think we'll get folks all the way into eastern New Mexico, and I don't know how far off the Caprock will go, but I think it'll be really a West Texas thing.
How long, and the goal is to get at least 50,000. Right. I'm going to say you're going to go over 50,000.
You go, man.
But at least 50,000 people to attend this event, this prayer event at Jones AT&T Stadium. How long has this been in the planning stages?
It's been in the dream phase. Chris Galano's talked to us, several different pastors, and when he first started Experience Life, that's been a decade now.
I remember him talking about that.
And so I worked with Wesley Foundation at Texas Tech back in the mid '90s, and there were some students then. I remember there were two students in particular, and their dream was for us they had this vision that they would be on their face, on the AstroTurf, seeking God and for the city and for the world. And so I think, now that's the dream, but the planning has really been going on about 18 months at least. And the real buy-in, we're trying to get people to go to prayjones.com, and we're trying to get 500 partners, either organizations, businesses, or churches, to sign up and just say, hey, we'll partner. Being a partner it's not financial. It's like, we believe this is a great idea. We're going to be there, and we're going to influence others to be there. And the deal is that when God moves when his people come together in unity. And so that's been throughout history. We've seen these great revivals and awakenings happen. Even the beginning of our nation, the founding of our nation, really was birthed in the First Great Awakening, which started with a group of folks in Germany at a little place called Herrnhut, 1727. And they are there as refugees on this guy named Zinzendorf's land, and 300 of them. And God's Spirit moved in them through a time of confession and prayer. And out of that came this 100-year, they never stopped praying for 100 years. Continuous prayer for 100-year prayer meeting. And out of that were 300 missionaries. Out of that was this great movement of God's Spirit that became Jonathan Edwards and George Whitefield, and preaching all throughout our colonies in the 1700s. And that's just, anyway, great stuff starts when God will move among us, when we're willing to move into his presence. Yeah.
And, with everything we see going on in the world right now.
Oh, man, goodness.
This is a needed event.
Yeah.
This is a needed event.
I mean, people are hurting. People are broken. Evil is real. We saw it this week. And even when we don't see it that dramatic, we know it in our own hearts. And we can't fix, I don't have a cure for myself, and we need help from the outside. We need the Lord to break through. We don't need just an event, a prayer event. we're really believing this is the beginning for a great awakening, a move of God's Spirit.
And I know there's a Facebook page where people can go and they can follow updates, and they can like that page. Tell folks so they can put it on their calendars and get ready for it. The details of when this is going to happen and what time they need to show up, because if you show up when it starts, it's going to take a little bit to find a seat and to find a parking space.
It'll be just like going to a Red Raider football game. So it's March 25th, 5 to 7 p.m., and again, it will be a very, very just inclusive. On the platform that night will be folks from, I think, 10 different churches, 10 different denominations who will be leading. And what they're leading in is praying, praying for the educators, praying for the leaders of our city and area, those kinds of things. But anyway, that event, I would just treat it just like a Red Raider football game. We're hoping to have transportation like a Red Raider football game, still working on those details. And but we get to, we won't have tailgates going, so at least get a little parking right there by the stadium for folks who are handicapped.
Right.
And but it's going to be a great event. We'll hope folks will show up at 3:00 and just come and be together. And it's West Texas weather, March 25th. That could be a question mark. And I'm hoping the Red Raiders, their Final Four, playing into the Final Four is maybe on Saturday, not Sunday of that week. But anyway.
Very good, very good. And the Facebook page, by the way, Pray Jones 2018, and it's coming up again on March 25th.
Right, and website, because it has some great videos, prayjones.com.
All right, Andy Hurst, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much, man.